Mortgage rates have jumped up. Should you make the jump in? I'll have a special report tell you about that.
Very interesting. And actress Charlize Theron joins us this morning. Morning news continues in 2 minutes.
See you then.
I can't wait to meet you. So glad to have a love that's true. And I want to thank you now for seeing me through.
The team is in place.
I'd like to make a withdrawal.
Everybody freeze! This is not a robbery. We are simply here to make a cash withdrawal for Pepsi Play for a Billion.
Pepsi Play for a Billion, live in 3 weeks on KTLA 5. And keep your eye on Mr. Moneybags.
Good morning, I'm Carlos Amezcua. Arnold takes on Cruz. You won't believe what Schwarzenegger said about the lieutenant governor on the radio.
Good morning, I'm Sharon Tay. A crackdown on rapper bodyguards. Snoop Dogg's people are in trouble with a local police chief.
I'm Mark Krisky. Thunderstorms overnight last night. We still might see some of those erupting this morning. Details in traffic and the weather forecast coming up.
I'm Eric Spielman in El Monte. Police are trying to find a 2-year-old girl who they say was kidnapped by a family friend with a prison record. Details coming up live.
I'm Bill Smith. The planet Mars hasn't been this close to Earth for 60,000 years. If you missed it last time, you won't want to miss it this time. How to spot Mars coming up on the morning news.
I'm Gail Anderson in Pasadena. Well, this is it, the last gassed barbecue of the summer, Labor Day weekend. You got all kinds of folks running through your house making a mess. We're with a woman known as the Healthy Housekeeper who has all sorts of gadgets to help you pick up after them nasty people, like this one. Details in a live report. I like this.
Hey, Sam Rubin, the Channel 5 newsroom. A big star shares part of $1 billion bounty. We'll tell you about that. And boy, she's got the $1 billion smile and more. Charlize Theron joins us live. She's coming up in the entertainment report.
All that plus everyone on board the Surf Bus. This is Tuesday, August 26th, 2003.
Live from Hollywood, this is the KTLA Morning News.
I think you would know how to say her name.
Yeah, it's Theron, like Baron.
Like Baron.
Yeah, Charlize
Good morning,
Theron.
everyone.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It is
But he's a little
Tuesday.
verklempt after his little cruise.
Sure, he went to New York and he had to fly back and he was cruising with Kurt.
Absolutely.
Saw how the other,
That whole romantic voyage can get to a person, can't
Oh, your just head is in one big champagne bubble.
Absolutely.
You know,
It's
like
one big bubble.
remember the Lawrence Welk show with the champagne bubbles?
Yes.
I want
That
to
was
too.
before my time.
That's the bubble he's in.
That's the bubble Sam's in. All right, let's have a look at what's going on in the weather forecast. Get out of that bubble for a little bit. Some clouds over the downtown area. We just saw some lightning from Skycam 5 over to the Santa Clarita area. Some lightning strikes in the valley, some lightning strikes in through Santa Monica, and on and off you might see some showers today. We'll have the details coming up in a moment. Bill Thomas is in Skycam 5.
Big guy Sky 5 over the Antelope Valley Freeway. Once again, trying to find some rain and or some lightning up in the high desert. Things are getting hot and heavy up there. Palmdale, Lancaster, we've seen a lot of lightning this morning. 14 northbound right by Escondido. It's Sig Alert, 2 right lanes blocked. Not much of a backup, though, on the South 14, leaving the high desert down towards Santa Clarita. Overall, very good speeds. Take a look at Orange County, find out what's happening. A little overview. We're hearing about a car fire, 405 north, right by Irvine Center Drive. Sig Alert, we hear the right lane taken away there. A lot of congestion south 405. A little heavy as well on the 57 south in Orange County. Moderate congestion on the 55 northbound in Orange County. That's instant traffic. Bill Thomas in Skycam 5. Look at that gorgeous sunrise here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Back to you in the studio.
Hey, Bill, see any lightning out there?
A bit still there. There we go. So quite a bit of lightning earlier up in the Palmdale, Lancaster area. Appears to be tapering off a bit now, but we'll keep the camera pointed up toward the north end of town, the northeast end, the high desert.
Ooh, ouch.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Had to ask that question, didn't I? Hi, Bob.
Bob McCormick, hi, good morning.
Good morning to you. Housing stocks are up on strong earnings and brisk sales. We just got a great report on consumer confidence, up a lot over last month. But the Dow Jones Industrial Average, although down by 5, that's a big improvement from early in the session. We'll have details, Carlos and Sharon, coming up shortly.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. First this morning in the news, the search is on for a missing 2-year-old girl. She was kidnapped when she went to a welfare office with her mother. Eric Spillman is in El Monte with the very latest for us. Morning, Eric.
Morning, Carlos. Police say the kidnapper is a friend of the little girl's family. Why she would want to steal this child, they're not sure, but they're worried because they say the kidnapper does have a prison record. Let me show you a photo of the missing 2-year-old girl, Delilah Negretti. She's from Pasadena, weighs about 23 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen wearing a yellow tank top and green shorts. Now, yesterday afternoon, Delilah's mother left her with a woman who is a friend of the family, 23-year-old Krista Mejia. You see her there. She lives with Delilah's family. Sometimes she babysits the girl. The mom had an appointment in the county welfare office here in El Monte. She went inside, left the child with this family friend. She came back outside, out of the building that you see right there, and they were both gone. That's happening yesterday afternoon. The mom's car was stolen too. The mother looked all over the place for her child and for this woman and couldn't find them. She called the cops last night, and police have been looking for them ever since. Now, somebody in Baldwin Park did see the child last night around 8 o'clock with this woman who is supposed to have taken her. Police say the kidnapper is on parole from state prison. For what crime, we don't know, but they say she also has a history of drug use. Sometimes in cases like this, a babysitter will kidnap a child because she desperately wants a baby of her own and for some reason cannot have one. In this case, police don't know what the motive could be.
We've been trying to reason it out, and we just haven't really figured out why she would take a baby like this. She's well known to the family and very comfortable around the baby, so, you know, we don't believe that that's the case at this time.
Now, police are looking for this car. It's a 1991 blue Honda Accord with Montana license plates, 3A62667. The kidnapper may be driving that car with the girl inside. Now, there is no Amber Alert in this case, and police say the reason why they didn't issue an Amber Alert this time is because the kidnapping suspect, is a friend of the family, and they don't believe that she would harm the child. Back to you in the studio.
Okay, Eric, thanks very much.
As for California's recall election, it's out with the old poll and in with the new. A poll commissioned by Bill Simon shows Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger leading the pack again. The action hero enjoys a 6% lead over Democrat Lieutenant Governor Cruz Bustamante. He's also picked up an endorsement from former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Now, Arnold had pledged to avoid mudslinging, but yesterday he took his first swipe at Bustamante during a radio talk show.
Bustamante is Gray Davis with a receding hairline and with a mustache. But it's the same person, same philosophy.
Schwarzenegger also said it makes sense for the GOP candidates trailing him to drop out, like Bill Simon did on Saturday, but he says he's not going to ask them. Arnold also has apparently broken his vow not to take donations. Several former Davis supporters are among those contributing to his campaign.
Well, the fate of the Bustamante campaign could hinge on a crucial decision today. The California Labor Federation meets in Manhattan Beach today on whether to endorse the lieutenant governor. Unlike his rivals, Bustamante has no personal fortune, so the funds are crucial. However, labor support for Bustamante would shatter Governor Gray Davis's recall-only strategy. Davis plans to meet privately today with those union leaders. Police are investigating a deadly shooting in La Cañada this morning. L.A. County Sheriff's officials say they discovered the body of a 33-year-old man just before midnight. Officers say the shooting might be gang-related. The body was found on Oak Grove Drive next to La Cañada High School.
Glendale police are sorting out clues in a deadly home invasion robbery. Investigators say a man discovered his 63-year-old father unconscious inside his home yesterday. The man died while being taken to the hospital. Officers say the house on Dolorita Avenue was ransacked. The victim's missing car was found in another part of Glendale sometime last night. 4 people are behind bars this morning after leading police on a pursuit in a stolen Mercedes. Now, the suspects were on the run for about an hour last night as they sped on surface streets and freeways. It all started at 43rd Street and Vermont Avenue and ended just after 10 o'clock in Echo Park. One by one, the suspects got out of the cars you see there. 2 of them apparently were women.
A police chief in charge of the Inglewood School District wants to fire 4 officers who moonlighted as bodyguards for rapper Snoop Dogg. Wesley Mitchell is also pushing to further restrict off-duty jobs for officers whose primary employment is with the school district. Mitchell says, quote, "What police department wants to have themselves affiliated with rap stars?" In June, federal agents pulled over armored vehicles that had dropped Snoop off at an awards show. 2 Inglewood officers were part of that entourage. NASA investigators are releasing what's expected to be a scathing report this morning on the Columbia tragedy. NASA's chief admits his agency missed the seriousness of a 2-pound chunk of foam hitting the shuttle's wing after liftoff. Columbia's crew of 7 did not see the hole it created, but Mission Control did. NASA chose not to use spy satellites for a closer look. Hot gas rushed through the hole upon descent, and that, according to the report, triggered the shuttle's breakup.
Well, we're about to have a very close encounter with another planet, at least in galactical distance. That is Bill Smith, live this morning in Griffith Park. Hey, Bill.
Yes, good morning. Coming off that space shuttle story, shifting gears for something fun in space, something astronauts love to talk about, and amateur astronomers as well, because for the first time in 60,000 years, Mars gets closest ever to Earth. How close will Mars be?
At closest, we're going to be 34.5 million miles from Mars, and that's a long ways for you and me, but that's close for Mars.
Astronomer John Mosley says the Mars orbit is more egg-shaped than ours is, so sometimes we pass 60 million miles apart, this time 34 million. How much will we see when it gets a little closer?
Well, right now it's already at its closest, and if you have a telescope, then you can see some of these romantic dark markings that have been charted for centuries, and even the South Polar Cap, which is shrinking in the Martian spring. So through a telescope, you can see surface features on Mars. The darker areas on Mars are lava. They're where bedrock shows through. And the lighter areas are where there's sand and dust that has been blown by the wind. And so the northern hemisphere of Mars is mostly big sandy deserts, while the southern hemisphere has a lot of lava sticking through.
Much of Mars is like a sprawling Mojave Desert, but the Mars South Pole is covered with snow. And if you miss Mars tonight, don't worry. Just because it's tonight doesn't mean it's over.
No, people shouldn't have the idea that if they missed it tonight, they've missed it, because Mars stays close all through September and well into October. There's plenty of chance to see it.
Where are the oceans and the canals?
Well, the canals turned out to be an optical illusion, so they don't exist. And the oceans may have existed billions of years ago, and if there was one was right here in the Hellas Basin, which is an enormous impact area about the size of the western half of the United States.
And a big spot for the western half of the United States tonight will be the parking lot here at the temporary Griffith Observatory near the LA Zoo. The parking lot will fill up with amateur astronomers. They'll have their telescopes out here. It'll all be for free, and they'll let you look through them. And you can really see a great look at Mars. And what about the weather? Will the thunderstorm clouds come in here and mess it all up for us? Well, they're already starting to break. The forecast is for some clouds, but Mars should be visible in between them. And if you're patient and let clear moments, not just cloudy, but clear moments in terms of sky ripples, you should be able to get a real good look. And if it's all screwed up by the clouds, it's Mark Kriski's fault. Back to you two in Hollywood.
God, so what you can see is probably this little red planet in the sky, just beaming light.
You'll see those dark and light shade features that John Mosley showed us on the model of Mars. You'll actually be able to see those, and with some of these telescopes, you can see the snowy southern pole, the south pole of Mars. So you can see it. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, it's only 35 million
No,
miles.
that's-
Yeah. Well, it's usually 60 million miles.
Yeah.
35 million, you know, it's like look up and duck.
Yeah.
Don't go on your roof, man.
I was going to go to my roof tonight.
You
and
can
check
bump
it
into
out,
it.
But yeah, I didn't
Be
want to hit
careful,
it.
yeah, you don't want to hit it.
No, don't want to do that. All right, thanks, Bill.
Bye-bye.
A professional surfer is doing more than just riding the waves. She's trying to make a difference in the lives of inner-city children. There she is. Mary Setterholm says surfing saved her life from street life. So she's created Surf Bus. It's a program that takes kids from inner-city neighborhoods and teaches them how to surf.
That's great.
Setterholm says surfing breaks down barriers between children from different backgrounds. She says it also teaches them to trust each other and themselves.
That's great.
You know who else does something really good like that? It's the Paskowitz family.
Oh, yeah, the surfing
They-
Paskowitz.
Yeah, they go out, they help autistic children, and they teach them how to surf, and they have a surf camp every year.
Way to
It's
go.
wonderful when surfers like this go out and do something good. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Yeah,
It's
love
great.
Feel
Give
good.
him back. Give him back a little bit. Bill Thomas is in Skycam 5. Let's go up to the helicopter.
Giving back some traffic. Skycam 5's over the 405. Heavy congestion here for the 405 southbound. This morning it backs up right at the 118. Looking ahead, heavy down toward the 101. Always sluggish in the Sepulveda Pass. And of course, traffic will stay heavy down toward West LA. Right side of the screen, that's the 405 south between the San Fernando Valley and the west side with a lot of heavy congestion. Skycam 5 videotape on the Antelope Valley Freeway this morning. 14 northbound, a little beyond the Escondido exit. Injury crash. It is being cleared out of the two right lanes. Fortunately, just a very brief backup north on the 14. And the Antelope Valley Freeway southbound, it's in great shape right now, leaving the high desert. Watch out for all that lightning, maybe some rain as well. But coming down from Lancaster through Palmdale and Acton, much of the way down toward the Newhall Pass where the 14 merges onto the South 5. It's a good drive. A little heavy right at San Fernando Road, and that's it. Another weather tape on the 710 northbound right by the Alondra exit. We saw this much earlier this morning. That's a signal alert as well. It's still being cleared out of the 2 left lanes. And we were there a while ago, just a brief backup, though, on the Long Beach Freeway, 710 northbound. Here's our map into Orange County right by UCI. 405 northbound Irvine Center Drive. Car fire reported. We hear the right lane taken away, and that's a signal alert as well. 405 north Irvine Center Drive. That's our only big problem in Orange County. Let's go to the South Bay with one more map on the Harbor Freeway, South 110 at the Carson Street exit. We're hearing about an overturned vehicle. 2 of the middle lanes said to be taken away there. 110 southbound right by the Carson Street off-ramp. Little plug here for the Riverside Freeway, just like every weekday morning. West 91 always heavy approaching the 15, leaving Riverside through Corona out toward the Santa Ana Canyon, west on the 91. We didn't forget about you. That's traffic update. Bill Thomas here in Skycam 5. Mark, back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much, Bill. We had some thunderstorms last night. We still continue with a little bit of action around Southern California. High yesterday, 83, 85 is normal. Overnight low dropping down to 63. Sun will set at 27 minutes after 7 o'clock. And sunrise at 6:23. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at the latest on the radar shot. Here's some of that action right there that just a couple of moments ago we were looking at from Skycam 5. Most of that is now moving up in through the Palmdale area right there. And there you can see the storms kicking up just north of Palmdale. Every now and then the rain coming down pretty heavy from that storm system, anything that's showing up in the yellow or in the red, and then up and through Santa Barbara, we are getting some rain. Most of the action, most of the storms, most of the rain now moving just to the north of the Los Angeles area, but nevertheless, you might see some more clouds and some more thunderstorm cells or rain cells moving across Southern California. It's amazing. I was just talking to one of the cameramen, and we live probably about 10 miles apart. In my area, I had the lightning, I had the thunder, and I also had a pretty good downpour. He said he had the thunder and the lightning, but no rain at all. It's all because of the high pumping on moisture from the south. Right there, circulation around the high coming up in a clockwise direction. And you can expect that moisture to hit into our area. Now, we still have what is downgraded to a tropical storm, Ignacia, and it was a hurricane yesterday, now down to a tropical storm, still hitting La Paz and portions of the Baja California area. More than likely, we won't see too much of that moving into our area, but we might see some clouds from that tropical storm, which will be downgraded to absolutely nothing. We might see some clouds over the weekend. Daytime highs today, and the humidity is going to be up. Daytime highs 77 in Santa Monica, 94 in Woodland Hills, 89 in Burbank, 93 in San Gabriel, 89 in through the Anaheim area. Inland valleys, everything in the upper 90s. Palm Springs will have a high of 104 degrees, and Big Bear jumping up to about 80 degrees. Overnight, Big Bear dropping down to 53. Palm Springs will have an overnight low of 51 degrees. Hemet, San Bernardino, and Corona, those temperatures will bottom out at about 64, 67, and 69 degrees. Coastal areas 66 to 67. Woodland Hills down to 59 degrees. Take Statue of Liberty. But we are not catching a shot from New York. This is a Statue of Liberty in El Monte.
Oh, El Monte.
Yeah, they've got one too. Lady of Liberty.
Wow.
Not quite as big, but
It was a gift from the French.
Yeah.
The French, not
The
the Canadian
French.
French, the Parisian France.
She stands just as proud in El Monte as she does on Ellis Island.
Somebody's jumping in front
You
of the
saw
camera.
that's how,
there.
yeah. Winds are calm, temperature 65, humidity up there at about 93%. And as far as the air quality in the 5-day goes, you can expect to see good air quality. It's starting to improve coastal Los Angeles and Orange Mountain and everywhere else. 5-day outlook today, tomorrow. Well, today some showers possible. Tomorrow a little bit drier. Then Friday and Saturday you might see clouds moving in across Southern California from the remains of Tropical Storm, which is now Tropical Storm Nachos. Remember, we nicknamed it yesterday.
Well, yeah, Ignacio, you're a nacho.
Yeah,
That's right.
Got
You got it.
And Sammy's back from the Love Boat.
Back from the Love Boat.
Oh, man, I tell you.
Yesterday, if you missed it, Sammy was having a good time on a cruise ship.
I was
in New York.
It was not. No. It was so funny. Like, I come home yesterday, and Julie's like, "No, what was happening?"
What was happening?
Oh, honey, Instinct Magazine called me yesterday, wanted to do an article on you.
Oh my God, me and Ryan Seacrest, everybody else. Hey, we started this morning with a phrase that we've discussed at some length yesterday. Today has an entirely different meaning. Again, it's the booty.
We booty experts, bootyologists.
This time, the booty experts are not voyeuristic men, but rather accountants, because in order to keep the peace on the set of Everybody Loves Raymond, those getting the biggest pieces of the money pie have decided to share a little bit. Let me show you the lead story in today's Variety. Here it is. Raymond raises the roof. And you're going to see that word back end. Back end deal brings peace to sitcom. The back end is the pot of gold in show business. It's the amount of money a TV show earns in syndication, like the Raymond reruns that air here on KTLA. And just how big is that pot of gold? Well, look again. Patricia Heaton, Peter Boyle, and Doris Roberts will all become profit participants in Raymond's nearly $1 billion back end booty. But what about the squeaky wheel that caused all this grease to flow on the Raymond set? Well, Brad Garrett wasn't at work yesterday. There are reports CBS talking with Brad that he will get a raise, and I think we'll hear more about from Brad's people very likely later today. Another winner of sorts, Al Franken, Fox News Channel, dropping that suit against the commentator. All the publicity has vaulted his book sales, probably thousands of copies beyond what he ever expected to sell. Now today, of course, there are new DVDs and CDs, among them From Justin to Kelly is out on video. So too the Italian Job, and to that end, the gal who drives the story in the car, Charlize Theron, will be our live guest this morning. Plus, a secret, there's Charlize right now. Let's look at her. Let's listen in. She's listening to somebody. Well, there we are. She'll actually speak to us in a little bit. Plus, secret uncensored stories from last week's wild WB Bash. All that for you. All the entertainment stuff is coming up.
Remember the first time Charlize came to the show, she was promoting that thing you do.
That thing you, oh my gosh, you're right.
Remember that with the Tom Hanks
You know,
movie?
this is a story that she won't remember, but is self-serving. When I did that Scoop show, we did test shows.
Yeah.
And her PR people called up because she needed to practice being interviewed.
Oh.
And so it was a...
And then she went to your show?
Yeah.
And thus, look at her career and yours.
Right.
Who did
Somebody
more
needed more
homework?
practice.
Yeah, who needs the practice now, my young man?
Exactly right.
Hey, Sam.
Practice makes perfect. There she
There's
is.
Charlize.
Hi, Charlize. You're looking beautiful this morning. How are you? You're kind of batting your eyes a little bit. Can you see me? I know. It is kind
Very
of fun.
glammed out today. She looks
Hey,
great.
Sam, did Toby Keith perform at the Staples Center last night?
Toby Keith may have performed at the Staples Center. You know what, Toby? We're in
Sunday.
Las Vegas live.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in Las Vegas live on Friday. He performs Friday night in Las Vegas.
You're leaving again?
I'm leaving again because it's compelling to our viewers because we must go to Las
Is
Vegas.
Kurt going with you?
No. No, and you know what's so
Well,
funny?
we can change
Just
that.
checking.
Just asking a question. Good grief.
Just wanted to
I'm
know.
sure.
Holy smoke, you know.
No. And he
Carlos asked the question that the audience asked.
Yes.
You know, and that's all. He's
Exactly.
just
That's all we wanted
conduit
to,
of
just
you.
wanted to
People
know.
wanna know.
Keep it clear here. Thanks,
Keep
Sam.
practicing your interviewing.
7:19 up next. The sun can make you miss work, apparently. Bob McCormick has that story next.
Plus in sports stuff, Little Pete all grown up and saying goodbye. We look back at the career of Pete Sampras.
This portion of the news is brought to you by your Southern California Dodge dealer.
Labor Day is your last chance to grab the best values in America at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive.
Where you'll find our best products.
You've only got until September 2nd to grab our best deals. Up to $4,500 cash allowances or 0% APR financing for 60 months.
All with Dodge's 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Let us prove we've got the best values in America.
The Summer Sales Drive ends Labor Day, so hurry.
Hurry!
Hurry to your Dodge dealer today.
The shortest distance between 2 points is always the direct route. Introducing a guaranteed faster home equity loan from Cal Direct Home Loans. There's no equity required and no appraisal fee. And we guarantee to close your loan in 25 days. Great rates without the wait. Call 1-800-CAL-DIRECT or visit caldirect.com now.
If you think Physicians Formula makeup is fun to look at, wait until you see how it looks on you.
Miss, I really gotta get back to work.
Sorry. Physicians Formula. Your eyes won't believe your face.
Hey, Mom.
Billy, what have you been doing?
I was online, doing my ocean report. I was checking out some movie clips of great whites while watching a streaming video about shipwrecks.
Verizon Online DSL now comes with MSN 8, so you can see, hear, and feel the internet like never before.
Oh, no. I left the computer on!
And now you can get MSN8 at no extra cost. That's a value of over $99 a year. Download big files in no time. Talk on the phone while you check out sites. Plus, sending enhanced emails is no problem. And we'll help you fight junk email with some of the toughest filters available. It's all yours for our new lower price of $34.95 a month. So why not switch today?
Verizon Online DSL now with MSN8 at no extra cost. Call 1-866-518-3375 or visit us online.
But be careful. This is really powerful stuff. Verizon. Make progress every day.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Robinson's May.
Let's see what the market's doing with Bob McCormick. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, kind of summer doldrums, but we did have a couple of reports in, kind of interesting. And the first one's on consumer confidence. People feeling a bit more confident. It bounced back, but new home sales dipped in July because of rising interest rates. But even with the decline, sales of new homes had their second best month on record. Volume is light on the big board. The Dow is currently down for the third day in a row, lower by 61 points. But here I've got something to make you feel better. If you own a home in Southern California, it's worth quite a bit more than it was just a year ago. Look at that in LA County, up 25%. Orange County, it takes nearly $500 million to buy a median-priced home. The Inland Empire had the biggest spike of all. Prices up right across the board in Southern California. The legacy of corporate fraud means big changes at MCI. This is the company formerly known as WorldCom. It'll soon emerge from Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The court has ordered sweeping changes in the wake of an $11 billion accounting scandal that drove that big telecom into BK in the first place. Big meeting in Paris going on today as Vivendi's board of directors. Liberty Media, we told you, pulled out of the bidding for Universal Entertainment. That leaves NBC and their parent GE proposing to merge with Vivendi Universal. Also in the running, the Bronfman Group. But that GE-NBC deal with the Sci-Fi Channel and USA and Universal Studios looks to be the best bet, but they may put off a decision on that. Did you know that spending too much time in the sun makes it more likely you're going to miss work? The LA Times indicates this could be another downer for the California economy. The study found 16% of people who were sunburned missed an average of 2 workdays a year because of their blistered bodies. One UCLA economist quoted by the Times says he believes that though for Californians, the sunburn absenteeism is offset by the benefits of exercise and the fitness we get. So that makes us healthier, so maybe we don't get sick as much. Anyway, a Brooklyn doctor has just been fined $100,000 by the state of New York for selling phony sick notes to the transit authority workers there. So now there's an opening for a doctor who can help people convince the boss that they're sick enough to stay home.
They actually sell sick notes?
Selling sick notes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll write a few.
How much?
Oh, yeah, one point out kind of a cottage industry we have here.
We're lucky. We just have to call in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob McCormick coming up at 7:50. Emmett has got a story, the terminology here, a story on mortgage rates, on rising mortgage rates.
Yep, they're
so
going
that
up.
should be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Bob, thanks very much.
Bob.
Time for a little sports stuff. He's married with a son, and there's another baby on the way at 33. He's now the oldest guy out there. And the question today is, does Andre Agassi, winner of 8 Grand Slams, have one more in him? We're going to find out starting later this morning when Andre begins play in the U.S. Open against Alex Karaja. In the meantime, career of Andre's friend and former rival Pete Sampras is now officially over. Tennis elites such as 3-time Wimbledon champ Boris Becker, right there, John McEnroe, were there to salute Sampras. Pete was very emotional, crying for almost a full minute as the crowd cheered. Here, the free-spirited Becker tries to lighten the mood.
Well, remember, before you were around, I used to own the place, right?
To end it the way I did last year is icing on the cake, and I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for the last time, and have a good night. Thank you very much.
Now, let's turn back the clock 21 years. There's little Pete, junior pistol, playing against our own Bill Smith. There's Bill in the forecourt. One of them turned out to be a 14-time Grand Slam champion. The other one turned out to be, well, Bill Smith. Fast forward now to the last night in New York, the farewell to Pete. Sampras reset the bar in men's tennis. 14 slams, 7 at Wimbledon, 5 in New York at the Open. And he was a class act as well. He still is a class act, a true giant. And look at his beautiful wife and baby. That's a great scene there, huh? Goodbye. We'll miss you. That'll be great to see him there now coaching the next generation tennis champs. Now, Goodbye Part 2. A different sort of goodbye. Like sayonara, goodbye, adios, Lamar Odom. Clipper owner Don Sterling decides it'd be smarter to buy a couple more apartment buildings than spend $63 million on their most enigmatic player. The Clippers had to ask themselves, or themselves, whichever is the case, if Odom is the third option behind Elton Brand and Corey Maggette, can he win enough games for us to justify a $64 million price tag? Will he be healthy? That was always an issue. And can he lay off those funny cigarettes, the ones that get you busted in the league? The Clips thought about it and said, good luck, Lamar. Enjoy Miami.
Frappé sur les bonnes directions de Chansard. Bird recule. Allez, pisse l'avertissement. Circuit. Vladimir Guerrero.
Vladimir Guerrero.
Circuit. Home run.
Vlad with a 3-run blast, and that was good for the Dodgers without lifting the bat, something they're actually pretty good at. They moved to within 2.5 games of a floundering Phils and faltering Fish in the wild card race, but we thought you'd like to hear it in Francais. This is just in honor of our spending the day with Jean-François Martinier yesterday.
Merci beaucoup.
La Cachette, which means the hideaway. Are you ready for some football? I'm kind of ready for some football.
Yep.
Football that counts. More preseason practice stuff. Peyton Manning to Brian Allen. Allen has no passengers, but he uses the diamond lane. He travels 53 yards. Touchdown! As the Colts beat the Broncos 28-23 in the Monday night exhibition. They still need me. Now, football, well, you know what? Al Michaels and John Madden need another guy in there.
They do need another guy. I thought they'd be able to do
Lisa
it, but
Guerrero's doing a great job on the sidelines. I'm still available.
Yep.
My phone will not ring, though. We're bringing back the Rams to L.A. for one night this Thursday. You can watch the Rams and Chiefs right here on KTLA starting at 5 o'clock. The preseason Rams game replaces the 49ers and Chargers on the Channel 5 schedule. And, of course, I am not happy about that. But no one asked.
Rams.
No one asked. Two-time WNBA champion Sparks end the regular season with a win over. That's because I'm a Charger fan.
Yes.
Dodgers in Houston at 5 today. Odalis Perez gets the ball, and I'm getting yanked. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, no.
Toast.
Very emotional last night. I was watching some of that Pete Sampras.
Yeah, it
stuff.
was.
You know, I was standing there. I had my hands in the dishes, and I soap suds and everything. You know, I was crying.
You were crying and doing the dishes?
I was crying and doing the dishes. Feel my hands are very soft. I used a palm olive.
Oh,
yeah,
You're so
nice.
Very soft.
That's so sweet.
Thank you.
Okay, 7
me
to
see that
30 is
again.
the
Yeah,
time.
try that again.
Hey, still
Soft,
to come.
very soft.
Interest rates are
Ask Sam
going
how
up.
Kurt's hands feel.
Oh, he probably knows.
Is now the time to get into a new home loan? Well, Emmett is here with the answer.
Yeah. And up next, post-Labor Day cleaning can be a dangerous chore. What are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing with that?
I
That's
just
what I
paint
need
my
to do with
barbecue.
mine.
Yeah, Mark just paints it. Don't steam it.
Paint it.
Great idea.
Well, Gail and a healthy housekeeper have alternatives.
And later on, Charlize Theron joins us live. You don't want to miss this one. We're back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
This fall on The Frog, Steve Harvey's back on the WB.
Now, you don't like the tails?
I don't like the whole rat.
He's taking your friends and neighbors and throwing them in the spotlight.
What do you do for a living?
This is what I do for a living.
You make sandwiches?
With my feet.
What the hell is buying these sandwiches?
There's Big Time, and then there's Steve Harvey's Big Time. Premieres Thursday, September 11th at 8 on KTLA 5.
This portion of the news is brought to you by El Pollo Loco.
Now at Ralph's, kids 3 to 11 get a free Knott's ticket with the purchase of an adult ticket for just $24.95 with your club card. Buy a $24.95 adult ticket and get a kid's ticket free. Hurry! Ticket sales at Ralph's end September 2nd. Tickets good at Knott's through October 31st.
The 2003 California Edition Pontiac Grand Am SE has more power than Jetta GL, a larger engine, and better fuel efficiency. California drivers wanted more. Pontiac owners and lessees get a California Edition Grand Am SE for around $13,995 after total cash back. Or choose 0% APR financing. See your Southern California Pontiac dealer today.
I just knew I was shopping wrong.
Desire, yes. Technique.
Jerry got me into close-out visualization. You know, just how to focus in. At Big Lots, I walked in the store with Jerry and I just stopped in the middle. There it was. It was beautiful. A $25 Braun mixer for $9.99. It became mine. To never know your true potential? That's just sad.
Big Lots. Brand names, closeout prices, happy people.
Closeout shopping was in me all along. I know it's in you too. I'll go. All right, you two. That's enough goofing around.
I think I'm afraid.
Time to turn out the light.
Wait, Mom. I just got to the best part.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center.
I never liked reading, and Sylvan showed me how fun it can be.
We call our approach the Sylvan Advantage. It's individual attention from highly trained and certified teachers, plus progress reports for you. If your child is struggling or not being challenged enough, call 1-800-EDUCATE. Sylvan. Learning feels good.
To get through 4 years of college, you can order a lot of coffee to go, or you can order a lot of PC to go. Do schoolwork without being in school when you upgrade to a compact Presario with the mobile Intel Pentium 4 Processor M. For only $9.99 after rebate, you get desktop power that goes where you go. So you can email photos, watch movies, burn CDs, and oh yeah, do schoolwork. Call today and get free shipping and compact desktops from just $349. When it really matters, choose compact.
Now at Ralph's, kids 3 to 11 get a free Knott's ticket with the purchase of an adult ticket for just $24.95 with your club card. Buy a $24.95 adult ticket and get a kid's ticket free. Hurry! Ticket sales at Ralph's end September 2nd. Tickets good at Knott's through October 31st.
Mark uses spray paint.
I just,
Yes, you
get my
do,
barbecue
don't you?
and just put a nice fresh coat of spray paint on it. Black, comes out real good.
Yeah,
Nothing says
next-
love
Yum.
like spray paint.
And next season, it's great.
Yeah.
But Gail says that's not the way you clean up.
No, that's not the way you do it at all.
That's
Hi, Gail.
gross.
That is gross.
No, that's a true story. I actually
Used to-
caught him doing that.
She can hear you.
Not healthy, not healthy.
What do you mean not healthy? I use the non-toxic stuff.
I don't know.
There's no lead base in it.
I don't know. I'm thinking non-healthy. I think you got to clean it the right way. Disinfect it.
Ew.
Okay, before you throw another burger on that grill.
We're at the home of Brian Gilman. Brian, you have never done that, have you? Oh, you can't hear. Mark Krisky, our weather guy, says that instead of cleaning this, he just puts a fresh coat of black paint on it and, gets to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every week.
Oh, well, I'm glad we're here because we're here with Laura DeLutri. Now, the first time you met Laura, we introduced you to Laura, was in this situation. This was in June, where we did a little ambush cleaning. We went to, traditionally, Brian, we go to someone's home unannounced and ring the doorbell and say, hey, Laura's here with some new stuff. And we did that, and this was the reaction. Oh, well, I wanted to show you the reaction of the woman who we surprised, but she almost had a heart attack. This is Laura DeLutri.
Hi, Terry. Pleasure to meet you.
This is going to be a good thing. Breathe. Okay. What is happening here, Laura has some brand new housekeeping gadgets. Now, we're not saying your house is, nasty or nothing, but we're going to show you how to use these new gadgets in your home. Now, since we've already determined that Brian is like Mark Krisky and he needs some barbecue cleaning skills, are you going to have him company over Labor Day weekend?
Absolutely.
All right, well, we're going to show you how to keep it nice after these folks trash your home. Okay, first, you were intrigued by this. Now, Brian, have you ever seen this before?
Never.
Now, this is what, Laura?
It's called the EuroPro steamer cleaner, and it's so nice because it saves you from using chemicals and doing all the hard work yourself.
So you're going to tell me steam. Now, Brian, your grill is a little crusty, as my father would say.
A little.
You had some company over?
Yes, we did.
And it looks like you had a barbecue and good time.
Have a very good time.
Looks like you need a new Weber.
I think so.
But Laura says no, she can save it.
You can save it here. The nice thing about the steamer is it just is very powerful. It starts to melt all the grease and grime. It just takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it because it sanitizes and disinfects.
What?
Yes.
Is there anything in the water in the steamer?
No, it cleans by steam only. And you'll see as it starts to eat away at the grease right there. It'll just kind of work through the stuff.
A little hamburger left there.
Yeah.
Steak, who knows? All right, and there's no chemicals in that. That's just steam.
That's correct.
How much does that set you back?
They're under a couple $100, but you can use them on your floors, your cars, your carpets. I mean, they are
your wrinkles.
You got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Gail?
Yes.
Will you ask
she
her
can
if you
hear,
need...
She can hear you.
Oh, hi, darling. Good morning. Do you need a brush with that steamer?
Yes, it does come with a brush. It comes with all kinds of attachments. So you can just play with it. We're kind of demonstrating here today, but it does really do a great job.
But you don't need Comet or Simple Green or anything like that?
No, you shouldn't need any chemicals when you use this. And it is sanitizing, so it's great for people with allergies and asthma.
Hey, can I pass on a real good tip, too?
No.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
You got a good tip.
I
got a good tip. You know when you buy those...
What happened to the brush? Go while you're talking. I'm looking for
Okay, you got a
brush there, but that's
do you have
not...
the brush? for the barbecue brush, you have one of those, you know, like.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I purposely put it here. Now it's gone.
Okay, now, you know what? What I find is when you get those brushes, no matter how much you pay, no matter what the quality, after 2 or 3 cleanings, the bristles or whatever really get matted down, and it just gets kind of greasy and grime itself.
Yes.
So what I do is I take a piece of tin foil, wad it up, and use that, and it's just as effective as the brush and the tin foil. You just chuck after, and you get another new piece next time.
Okay, I'll put that in my next book.
It'll cost
Is
you.
that good or bad, Laura?
But no, it really works. Try it. Go
we'll
run
try it.
into whoever's house you're at and get a piece of tin foil, and you see, yeah, this is what the brush always ends up looking like.
All right, now here's Laura's book with lots of tips in it. And here's the information on where you can find these products. Here's the website. We're going to show you more next hour. I'm going to find
This is the way a
Brian's
brush can generally
metal
look like, but
brush.
you get the tin foil. Just apply it.
Thank
All right,
you,
well,
Mark.
next hour we'll get some more tips on how to clean up after the holiday barbecue.
I was doing dishes last night.
7:38 up next. Sammy with all the entertainment stuff.
Yeah, and actress Charlize Theron joins us live. We're back in a moment with Sam.
Just take me, it might just complete me, and together we can make a step.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Public Storage.
Looking for cool boots? These men's chukka boots regularly sell for $79.99. We bought them at Nordstrom Rack for $49.90. But at Shoe Pavilion, you'll only pay $29.99 every day. How's that for a perfect fit? Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
It's the 2003 Jeep Clearance Event, and now you've got even better ways to save during the summer sales drive. Now make no monthly payments until 2004, along with low 0% financing. Or choose up to $3,000 in cash allowances, plus an additional $750 for military personnel. And every Jeep vehicle comes with our 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. It all adds up to the best values in America. So hurry in today for the 2003 Jeep Clearance Event.
It's Oral Wheat, or nothing at all. Oral Wheat, bread perfected.
To everything turn.
What does it mean to shop happy? At Kohl's, it means finding big sales on your favorite brands and finding them in your size and style. Stroller carts for bundles and babies, easy checkouts, and returns with a smile. At Kohl's, it means a better way to shop. And we're right in your neighborhood, in every season, at every turn. Kohl's, shop happy, leave happy.
The BMW X5, another ultimate driving machine.
Puzzled about where to buy Doc Martens? You could pay up to $130 for these men's and women's styles elsewhere, but at Shoe Pavilion, you'll only pay $39.99. Save up to $90 every day. How's that for a perfect fit? Shoe Pavilion. Why pay more?
This segment is brought to you by Washington Mutual. Reject fake free checking. Open a truly free checking account at Washington Mutual with no monthly fees, no matter what your balance. Washington Mutual, more human interest. FDIC insured.
All right, Sammy's here with a crooked tie and all.
No, okay, I'm going to adjust myself.
Neil's trying to get him to clean himself up.
I know, it's so difficult. Oh,
I
gosh.
like the tie, though.
Do you like it?
Look it up. It comes.
Well, you didn't even put on your bathrobe yesterday.
Well, all right. Hey, you know, that Sharon Tay is a good luck charm. Because no sooner, what did you say like 10 minutes ago? What's going on with Toby Keith? This just in, Toby Keith got 6 nominations for the Country Music Association Awards on Tuesday.
Excellent.
The top number, Johnny Cash picking up 4 for Johnny Cash's song about 9 Inch Nails. So there we go. Good for Toby Keith.
Did Montgomery Gentry get for duo?
I don't know if Montgomery Gentry did or not.
They're great.
We will have to, well, I'll let you go over the list. Quickly, we should tell you, remember there was that big WB party last week?
Yeah.
And we work for a guy, we work for like a billion different guys, but the 10 o'clock news producer, we share his last name, his name is Jerry Rubin. And apparently my job at this party was just to introduce him to ingenue actresses so he could get his photo taken. And like I talk about that and you don't really believe me, but we actually have proof now, apparently. All right, this fellow who looks like a stalker, but he's not. He's the producer of the 10 o'clock news.
Oh, wonderful. Very nice to meet you. We've got to get a picture here. Okay. Kim?
So here he's with Rachel Lee Cook, and then Beverly Mitchell.
He's
making his rounds.
He's working the room. All right.
Kenny Chesney, Brooks and
Kenny
Dunn,
Jackson.
Alan Jackson, and Tim McGraw, all for Best Entertainer of the Year.
There we go.
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney. Well, you know what? Let's ask the same question to the breathtaking beauty, who to a very large degree owes at least a scintilla of her success to her many appearances here on the KTLA Morning News. Charlize Theron is enduring a satellite press tour, which is killing her. But you know what? The boredom ends now, sweetie. It's all going to get good. What CDs do you have playing in your car right now? Do you have any country music CDs? Are you excited about the Country Music Award nominations that have just come out seconds ago?
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say I've been kind of so addicted to the tennis that I don't really know what's going on in the world besides tennis right now. So sorry.
This is the U.S.
But you know what? Good luck to all of them.
That's the right answer.
I'm rooting for all of them.
Who is going to win the U.S. Open, and how messed up is men's tennis now that Pete Sampras has left the arena?
It was so sad, wasn't it? It was beautiful but sad. I don't know. I'm going for the finals. So I'd like to see Fish. I think Marty Fish is a great player, and watching him play Roddick, last week was quite fantastic. So I wouldn't mind seeing him get through to the finals. And then I think Capriati has been playing really well too. So.
Are you a tennis player in your own right, or in singles or doubles?
I'll play any tennis, but very mediocre, I love doing it, but I don't think the person on the other side of the net really enjoys it as much as I do.
Oh, well. Sorry about...
and every year the tennis kind of starts up and I'm like, that's it. I'm getting lessons. I'm going to be great, because you watch it and you get so addicted, or maybe it's just me, but I get so addicted and it looks so easy until you get on the court and it's like, it's not that easy.
See, it's like so many things. You think it would be simple.
Exactly.
You know what? The poster behind you about the Italian Job, we'll talk about that in a second, but we did all the Googling stuff online, and you worked on a movie about, he's such a great comic performer, Peter Sellers. Tell us about that movie and why Peter Sellers matters to people so much.
I think it's an interesting, he was a very interesting man, and I think a lot of people knew just, a certain... I don't think everybody quite knew how messed up he was, but I think everybody had an idea that he was a little bit, messed up. And I think part of that and the fact that he brought so much comedy and humor, but actually putting all of that aside, I really truly believe he was just a phenomenal actor in both, as he proved, comedy and drama. And I think that's why people loved him so much. He had that everyday man's face. And he knew how to push every single button,
And he was quite a ladies' man. You play Britt Eklund, who, of course, people know for her work on screen, her relationship with Peter, her relationship with Rod Stewart. When you play somebody who's still around, did you talk to her at all or anything?
Well, Peter was married a couple of times, and I was just one of the wives. So... it's not the Peter Sellers, Britt Eklund story.
Right.
And I was only there for 2 weeks, kind of telling that part of the story, which was really great. But because it wasn't so much, it was just really trying to shed a tiny bit of light on that part of his life. It wasn't really focusing that much on her life. And so for that reason, I didn't want to bother her, really.
Okay.
She was in London, and the director had met with her a couple of times, and she was completely behind the film. And that was the most important thing to me, that she had read the script and that she was happy with that. And then you just watch a lot of video footage and, photographs and things like that. But it was such a small part of that whole story.
Speaking of... I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, the day that it's her story, I think somebody should definitely, pay attention to that aspect.
Speaking of video footage, the poster is behind you. They're doing the DVD and video of the Italian Job coming out. And what's interesting, and you tell me how it affects you as a performer, all these movies now have this tremendous afterlife. You know what I mean? That when they go away on the big screen, they don't go away.
Yeah. It's great, though, because there is something, there's so many movies constantly coming up that I myself can't even keep up with them. And I'm a moviegoer. I love going to the movies. And so there is something nice in that starting to happen, because I feel like a lot of people would go and see a certain film or would go and see a movie, but then it's out, it's out of the theater so soon, or for whatever reason. It's really nice that they have more of a longevity going on right now.
And in real life now, automatic or stick?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, now, wasn't this the best one that you had, Charlize, of the thousands you've had to do so far, the most interesting?
This interview?
Yes.
Well, Sam, you're the best.
Oh,
you
go
know
on.
that.
Let's say that. That wasn't what I was really looking for.
That's because she's practiced.
She's practiced.
Yeah.
She's practiced that. All right. We've said so long to her, and then what else are we going to talk about? Can we run that clip from the WB party? Can we? No? Sure, why not? I know, well, we'll go to talk about this. Hey, becoming a big shot movie star is sort of an involved process. You have to find your talent, find an agent, get cast. Then you have to get bonded. That's the insurance policy taken out on you in case you can't finish the role. The movie company gets money to replace you. Every star in every major movie that you see, Charlize Theron right there, gets bonded. Even a star with something of the past. Robert Downey Jr. has completed 2 major films. He was set to do a 3rd. He went and took the insurance physical, and he passed the physical. But because of Downey's past, his insurance premium, as you'd appreciate, is pretty high. Too high for Woody Allen. Producer of Woody's new movie that was supposed to feature Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to pay the insurance premium, so Robert's out, and Jason Biggs is now in that movie. And are you excited about the new fall TV season? I know, but there are a slew of major premieres. The WB has tons of fun shows. Tarzan, of course, is one of the high flyers, and that is going to come out in September. A bunch of other shows here. But how do television networks get you to pay attention? That's Mark coughing. He's
got something stuck in his
got
throat.
something stuck in his throat, but it was good because they had his mic on. You know what I have for him? What? See, because we look out for each other all the time. No, Coldy's. No, Coldy's right here.
Oh, you have some
I have some
Coldy's? Excellent.
There you
Thank
are.
you very much. All right.
My mother always said gargle with salt water.
Yes, that helps a little bit.
I don't know why, but it does.
Anyway, how do you? Yes, I'm going to have one with you. How do you get the networks to pay attention if you haven't been paying attention all summer? CBS says people love Big Brother, so much so they're adding 2 more episodes, and that the fall CBS schedule will spring off the heat of Big Brother. We have about 25 semi-hip people in the KTLA newsroom. I don't know a soul who's seen that show once.
Haven't got a clue.
I've never seen it once.
Didn't even know it was on.
I didn't even know it was on. Can we just find that one tape at the very, very top? Because it's from the WB party. I think you'll get a vague kick out of it. This is Anthony Anderson, who stars in this new show called All About the Andersons. And we're going to show it? No? We're going to say goodbye. We'll show it next hour. Well,
Not when the music's playing.
Not when the music's playing, we're not going to show it.
Thank you, Sam.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Sammy. Up next, home loan interest rates are going up.
Seems like everybody's got a to-do list. Just get your priorities in order. First things first, the 2003 Honda Clearance. It only happens once a year and it's gone before you know it. Get special APR financing for as low as 1.9% for up to 60 months on 2003 Civics. Life can wait. First things first.
Find prices that can't be beat on fall fashions at the Robinsons May Labor Day sale starting tomorrow. Find Dockers for her and Dockers for him at prices that can't be beat. Men's Levi's are on sale, and so are great shoes at just $29.99. Get a free gift with any $25 Lancome purchase. Save 60 to 75% on summer clearance and use your extra 15% off entire purchase bonus coupons.
Always something there to excite me.
The Labor Day sale, only at Robinsons May.
What are little girls made of? Splenda and spice, and everything nice.
Little girls and boys are very sweet when they get the sweet things they love. And now soft drinks and ice cream, juices and cookies, and lots of treats are being made with Splenda, the no-calorie sweetener made from sugar, so it tastes like sugar. Splenda is making life a little sweeter for everyone.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. Now's the perfect time.
Welcome back, everyone. We have some breaking news to tell you about in Highland Park. A pursuit is in progress. A very
wanna call it a
weird
pursuit,
right? Bill
This
Thomas.
he's been talking to the officers in cars. He's been going in circles. He's been turning left. He's been turning right. But he hasn't been going very fast. Bill?
Morning, guys. Yeah, we're overhead right now. This is on Figueroa southbound, right by Avenue 57, adjacent to the Pasadena Freeway. South on Figueroa, right by Avenue 57. This is reported as a stolen vehicle for the past 10 or 15 minutes. This person being pursued, one person in that car, as you just said a moment ago, stops and starts, stops and starts. Now, he appears to be negotiating with police officers every now and again. And when it appears as though the pursuit will come to an end, that person being pursued will take off. We understand that's a female being pursued in that vehicle right now. So temporarily, they have come to a stop. LAPD in pursuit right now. A slow-speed pursuit this morning. This is on Figueroa southbound, right by Avenue 57. Again, that's right adjacent to the Pasadena Freeway. And apparently now they have come to a complete stop. Once again, this is reported as a stolen vehicle. And it appears as though the police officers are trying to negotiate with that female suspect right now to get this to come to an end, to negotiate with her to come out of that car. It looks like they are talking to her right now. Officers don't know if that person being pursued is armed or dangerous, under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So it's a very dangerous situation right now. So all officers can do is keep their distance to a degree and attempt to negotiate with that female suspect. As we find out more about the suspect, we'll certainly pass it along to the Skycam 5. Once again, we'll just recap for you. This pursuit's been going on now for about 20 or 30 minutes. Every now and again, that person being pursued will stop and then start again, stop and then start again. In previous pursuits, you might have seen the pit maneuver where police officers will get real close to that vehicle and then just hit the rear quarter of the vehicle to force that person being pursued to lose control. As I understand it, LAPD does not implement that pit maneuver, so they're not going to exercise that option this morning. But again, it looks like they're just trying to negotiate with that female suspect to give herself up, to walk out of the car, and to end this slow-speed pursuit. Now, of course, not being pursued, everything has come to a stop. Figueroa southbound, again, right by Avenue 57, and authorities will continue to negotiate with that suspect. Now she appears to be traveling southbound just a bit, and whenever she does that, she'll stop, and then officers will get close, and then she'll start again. It's just kind of a cat and mouse game here for a while longer over Highland Park.
Hey, Bill, how many units are on this?
We believe there are 3 LAPD units on the ground, a primary unit, a secondary unit, and then bringing up the rear, you have a supervisor here. Actually, we can see more than that. Looks like perhaps up to five LAPD vehicles behind her. Also, there's an LAPD helicopter on scene as well overhead.
You just saw her talking with the officers, and then she rolled up her window and moved again. So this is how it's been all morning long, just a very strange pursuit, if you want to call it even a pursuit. And then you see people standing on the sidewalk. It's unclear whether this woman is armed or what reason is that she has for doing what she's doing, but it's
Looks like the passenger,
this is a strange one.
Looks like the passenger door is
Yeah, the passenger door is open. We've watched that for the past 10 or 15
It's
minutes.
been open and closed. Somebody's been opening and closing it, so it's hard to tell whether that's just one person in there or two. Last night we saw that one chase had 5 people in the car.
Right.
Yeah, we have heard from LAPD. It's just one female suspect.
Just one person,
pursued.
so she's
Yeah,
reaching out and
how that door got
opening
open,
that
we
door.
don't know. Perhaps it's broke. Perhaps that female suspect opened the door earlier and hasn't had a chance to reach over and close it.
And this is what she's been doing for the last few minutes, just stopping, and then she goes a few more feet and stops again and yells at the police officers. And
It looks like traffic continues to move in that other lane. Bill Thomas, they haven't closed off the street, have they?
Looks like northbound Figueroa at 57 remains open, just southbound. That's what's blocked. Figueroa southbound right by Avenue 57. And then
There
female
she goes.
suspect continues southbound now. So she'll start and stop, and now she continues southbound. Might be making that left turn, and then again might just
she's
be
not
stopping
quite
again.
sure.
It's always very exciting for bystanders in the area to get close to the pursuit, but a very dangerous situation. If you're a shop owner or a resident here in the Highland Park area, maybe you hear all the excitement outside. Best bet, stay indoors and give officers plenty of room to get their job done here.
well, she could be under the influence of something, the way that she's been moving about erratically and speeding up, and now she's stuck in the middle of an intersection and rolling the window down, rolling it up, opening one door, opening the other door, talking with officers, gesturing with her hand. Not really. There's no real pattern of flight here. She's not trying. It doesn't look like she's trying to get away. She's just sitting there.
Yeah, it looks as though she just wants her space right now, wants to walk out of that car on her own time. But officers have been apparently negotiating with her throughout the morning. As you said just a moment ago, Carlos, she does have her window rolled down. Officers are rolling up right next to the vehicle, which could be a dangerous maneuver. You don't know if that person is armed or dangerous, as we said a moment ago, perhaps under the influence of drugs or alcohol. So it's a very dangerous situation. Now you can see LAPD backing off just a little bit now and giving her some space there, and that's the best bet. When she's ready to give up, I'm sure she'll pull off to the right side and give herself up.
Well, you see that crowd of people gathering on the corner. We saw that again last night, and was it 2 days ago we reported that chases were down? And of course, when the minute we report that, we get 2 chases in a row that we've been able to see on television. And last night we saw the crowd of people almost cheering on the suspects, and it looks like here these people are just watching what's going on between the officer and the woman in this car that's just sitting there in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah, you brought a subject up a few weeks ago, actually a few months ago, about car chases. Some of these could be gang initiations, but we're not sure whether this is the case or last night's situation or pursuit was also the case. Right now we have a woman sitting in the middle of the intersection in Highland Park trying to negotiate with police, and she's sitting in a stolen car. We're not sure whether she's armed. She just threw something out of the car. She keeps throwing something out of a car. We're not sure whether it's drugs. We're not sure whether she's armed, and but police aren't taking any chances, and so they're staying close and trying to talk her out of doing anything drastic.
And once again, for people just tuning into the KTLA Channel 5 Morning News, this is a slow-speed pursuit on Figueroa southbound, right by Avenue 57. This is a female suspect being pursued for what we understand may be a stolen vehicle. LAPD is in pursuit right now. If you missed it earlier, the person being pursued will start and then stop and start and stop. We don't believe this has hit the freeways yet. Still on surface streets adjacent to the Pasadena Freeway. And the person being pursued, this female suspect, we know very little about her, but doesn't appear to be in a big hurry. Every now and again, she'll start and stop. Authorities will pull up right next to the vehicle with the window rolled down, and it appears as though authorities are negotiating with that suspect to give herself up. But the closer authorities get, she just keeps continuing to move. Now it looks like there's a pedestrian moving close to the vehicle, but authorities will probably put a stop to that real quick.
Let me interrupt you there, Bill, quickly. This is KTLA TV, Channel 5, Los Angeles. Carlos Amesco with Sharon Tay, Emmett Miller, Mark Christie, Sam Rubin with you as we watch this slow-speed pursuit. Very slow, very erratic, very weird in Highland Park. Bill, now she's taking off.
Just made
and she'll stop.
Yeah, she was on Figueroa southbound at Avenue 57. Now she just made what appeared to be a left turn, still on surface streets in the area, just trying to give herself some distance, it appears, from police officers. Once again, that person looks like she's backing up toward the officer now. And you don't want to make contact with that police officer. Just a reminder, LAPD, as we understand it, it's not part of their maneuver.
She bumped into his vehicle.
She just bumped into the car.
At a very slow rate of speed, so probably didn't cause much damage. LAPD, as we understand it, will not implement the pit maneuver where they'll pull up next to a car and just tap the rear portion of the car to cause that person to lose control. So they're just keeping their distance, trying to negotiate with that female suspect to try to get her out of that vehicle. This is reported as a stolen vehicle. And once again, one of the reasons why authorities keep their distance in a situation like this, they very seldom know what they're dealing with. They don't know what the mental state of that suspect is, if the person is armed or dangerous, under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They've got plenty of time to wait it out. As much time as she's got, they've got it as well.
This car's coming out of a parking lot there, and now she's moving forward. She'll probably stop again and sit there for a few minutes. But this has been the pattern all morning long. She'll drive a few feet and then stop, or drive in circles. She did that as well. And there you see, again, she's just driven, 20 feet and stopped.
Bill, how long has this chase been going on?
We caught wind of this chase at about 7:40 this morning, so just under a half an hour at this point, but it might have started early. We just heard about it at about 7:40, and now we're coming up on 8:03.
And where did it start?
As far as we heard, in Highland Park this morning, and that's where we picked it up about 10 minutes ago, in Highland Park on Figueroa, right by Avenue 57. And just recapping, that's a female suspect being pursued, what may be a stolen vehicle. That's unconfirmed right now, though.
So it started in Highland Park. This is still Highland Park. She hasn't gone very far.
Just a few feet at a time, that person being pursued will stop and start, stop and start. At a couple of points earlier this morning, LAPD pulled up right alongside that vehicle. The window was rolled down. They appeared to be talking with or negotiating with that person in the vehicle. But so far, she's refusing to stop and give herself up.
Very, very strange.
I can tell what kind of car she's driving.
from this distance.
Yeah, we can't tell exactly what kind of car that is. We are keeping the shot just a little bit wide in case this does develop into what might be a violent situation, which has happened before. So we'll keep the shot just a little wide just in case something like that develops.
But just a few minutes ago, we saw her throw something out of her car.
Yeah, we also saw the passenger side car door open a while ago as well. I can't tell because of the angle if that door is closed or not. Yeah, we have seen her throwing things outside the car. It looked like garbage earlier, but we're a little wide right now. We're a little high. We can't pinpoint exactly